Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Music entertainment news. Coming up at the end, I'll have passes to Thunderbolts, one of very, very exciting movie coming out this weekend. I'll be your host tomorrow over in Logan Square for a screening of Thunderbolts. But we'll give away passes to that at the end of music and entertainment news. Again, very heavy on the movie side. Yesterday in music entertainment news, Case brought to the table this new movie starring The Rock, which is called The Smashing Machine. And about Mark Kerr, the life of Mark Kerr, an MMA UFC champion. It portrays him, and the story is based on the true events surrounding Kerr's life and rise through the MMA world, which was unfortunately derailed by his opioid addiction. This is the 1-minute trailer for Smashing Machine.
Probably looking at my eyes.
How did that happen?
Well, have you ever heard of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the UFC?
That's the bloody thing they're trying to ban.
This guy is the best he has ever seen.
Do you hate each other when you fight?
Absolutely not.
This Grand Prix to crown the greatest fighter in the world. He has come back from the brink. Let's see if he can pull out a victory over Mark Coleman. Have you spoken to either about fighting such a good friend for a life-changing amount of money?
I just need you to let me in.
Always about you. Only about fighting you.
Let's go.
So that is Smashing Machine starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt, and UFC fighters.
I love her.
Yeah. Also, UFC fighters Ryan Bader, who I actually know. I didn't know until I saw the trailer. I know that guy. And then Bas Rutten, another legend, written and directed by Benny Safdie, who did Uncut Gems and HBO's The Curse. It's not out till later this year. And in Case was super excited about it yesterday, kind of threw it in the music entertainment news, and very passionate. So then I sat and watched the trailer, and boy, it looks ridiculous.
Was I right or was I right, Brian?
It's one of the 99 times out of 100, usually wrong. You're right on this one. And me being, of course, a big MMA UFC pride fighting champion. I'm not a champion. I'm a fan. I'm sorry.
Champion or fan, Brian?
I honestly was like, whoa, what story is this?
To be fair, 4 years of training in Muay Thai, kickboxing.
Okay, you were in a workout class. It's a lot. That is so different than being in training. You take it like training to be a kickboxer and being in a kickboxing class are different things.
How dare you judge my training? How dare you? How dare you?
4 years of training and what you were trying to get your heart rate up to burn fat. There's a difference.
Kenzie, if you would have saw me in that class, you would have said, boy.
Laughed.
Nope. Too bad he chose radio. Too bad the
I
height.
think that all the time anyways.
Too bad. I cannot wait to see this movie. The first impression, and Kenzie just watched the trailer too during the song to give your opinion on it, Kenzie, in a second, but The Rock looks almost unrecognizable in this movie with the makeup they did to make him look like Mark Kerr. And you don't have to be a super nerd MMA, UFC, pride fighting guy to appreciate this story, which I feel like The Rock always loves and talked about the Rocky movies. I feel like that's what he's trying to do with this movie, make it a mainstream fight, but also with Emily Blunt in it, a relationship story, and of course, a dream that went terribly wrong down the road. That's my impression of.
Okay, no spoilers. Some of us don't know the story, and we're just excited to see it.
Well, I already told you his career was derailed by opioid addiction. Now, there's no ending there, of course. There could be a happy ending for you, Kenzie, where they roll off into the sunset and he fights and becomes champion.
Yeah, he could. I don't know. I don't know anything about this man. I had never heard his name before. I didn't know what the Pride fight was. Pride fights. What is it called? Circle?
You were right. No, well, there's UFC, MMA, and Pride fighting.
I did not know that. Okay. And I still think it looks good. So to double down on the fact that you don't have to know anything about it, The Rock is completely unrecognizable. I love me some Emily Blunt. She looks fine AF already. I've seen the trailer. I'm like, yes, go off, queen. I love when she's big hair. I'm very, very excited to see it. And I know nothing about the story. So Nobody ruined it for me. I'm pulling a Nate Bargatze. I watch true life stories on the edge of my seat, even though I could look up what happens right now. But don't ruin it.
Well, core MMA people will obviously know the story, but the majority of the people that go to this movie will probably not. So you're going to be in the majority there, probably of not knowing the story, except for me and Case and every other UFC and fighter fan out there.
Well, you're a championship of that league, so you should know what happened.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got hit in the head a lot. I don't remember everything.
Oh, that's
CTE,
tough.
you know, and the opioids too. I was big on those.
That's why you got exiled from Chicago radio. You just couldn't stop.
Shh.
It's made by the same studio that made the movie The Iron Claw a few years ago. And
With Zac Efron, right?
yes, with Zac Efron and Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. And so, it's not like a lot of people that went to go see that movie knew the story about the Von Erich wrestling family ahead of time. This is made by the same studio, same basic idea here. October 3rd, it comes out in theaters. We're going to buy a movie theater just to screen this movie. Not rent it, buy it. I can't wait. I am so excited. I love movies now. Last year, I didn't know what a movie theater was. Now I'm trying to buy one.
How about that?
It's not the best time to buy a movie theater. I feel like you missed the wave.
I want to bring them back.
No, I don't
Bring
think
them
he's gonna, he's going to talk about buying all the seats. He's not going to buy the building.
No, I'm going to buy the building.
Are you really?
Yeah, build back better. That's what I've always said. I'm going to buy the building.
Well, this sounds like a perfect opportunity for a theater in the area that wants to work with Brian and Kenzie to contact us. We'll refer you to our sales department, the genius Jeff Hill, to come up with a great promotion where we have the whole theater and we'll take it out for you. Now, it's October 3rd. It's down the road. We got time to work on this and make this our movie because I think all three of us are pretty passionate about wanting to see it. And also, it's The Rock. I'm a fan of his Papatui lotion, the face lotion, the best stuff out there. You can get it at Target for like $10. It's great. Any theaters out there, you just contact us. It's very easy. Shoot us a DM. We'll answer. Thunderbolts, another movie much sooner this weekend. An unconventional team of anti-heroes from Marvel Studios. It's got, of course, Sebastian Stan, Florence Pugh, Wyatt Russell, and more. 312-591-8300. Call right now. We'll give you tickets for that coming up again this weekend. You get 2 tickets to the movie from Brian and Kenzie and Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Get your takeaways here from today's show in just a few minutes. You can send them in now if you want at 312-591-8300, something that was memorable to you on today's show. Not before some of the more important local stories and Billy Corgan's tea shop, Madame Zuzu's. Again, another car accident involving the beautiful vegan tea shop. And here was a quote on their Instagram. Earlier today, now this is from yesterday, earlier today there was an accident outside of Madame Zuzu's involving a vehicle that struck the front of the cafe. Thankfully, no one was injured. Thank you to everyone who checked in and offered support. It's the second time this has happened where a car actually went into Madame Zuzu's, and I believe someone was hurt in that situation. Wasn't this his mother-in-law?
Yes, and it was minor injuries, but hurt nonetheless.
Yeah. And that only happened a few months ago, and I haven't heard anything about what happened to that person, the charges.
I'm concerned this is like a TikTok challenge we don't know about.
Oh, good
This
Lord.
is weird.
Yeah. And, I've been there. We've been there. It seems like it's not that easy to end up into the glass of Madame Zuzu's. It's off of the main street. There's a one street, you know what I mean, up in Highland Park. This is not like some kind of one of those things where it's the end of a T road and people just drive into the person's house all the time, and we've read stories about that. Pay attention when you're on Madame Zuzu's, is all I'm saying, if you're driving around there. Let's not have this happen
I would
again.
make the argument that it's hard to hit most buildings with your car, and Madame Zuzu's is no exception.
I disagree. There's a Starbucks near me that gets hit every other week.
It's just, none of them are like right smack dab on the road.
Again, disagree. The Starbucks by me is right at the corner, and it gets hit. They've had to replace the window 4 times since I've lived there because people took a turn and drive right in the building.
Huh.
Yeah, it happens, Kenzie. It's out there. Also in Addison, a ridiculous theater is opening up called ScreenX, a 270-degree panoramic movie experience will open in suburban Addison at the Marcus Addison Cinema. According to a news release, it's not open this week, but it's coming. But this is a first-of-a-kind panoramic theater where the screens are on the sides of you, so not just in front of you, but on the sides. It looks really awesome. I don't know if it will be incredible or hurt your neck to turn and see things, or just on the sides, things coming at you and the sound.
Is it more of a peripheral? They're not going to put part of the movie over there, are they?
I don't know. I can see the main movie is on the side screen and then the side stuff on the main screen. I don't know. It looks incredible, and it is pretty much one of a kind in the world. They're talking about this theater coming to Addison.
Cool.
One final story. The State Street Bridge is going to be closed till almost the end of the year because of emergency repairs. I went over this bridge over the weekend. Seemed fine to me. I guess maybe some bolts were missing. I don't know.
Well, I guess you're lucky you made it across.
Right. They're closing it, which is really pretty much one of the main streets to get through the loop when you're down there, State Street, going over that bridge. So on one side, you have Dearborn. I believe it'd be Clark on the other side, or it would be LaSalle. It'd be LaSalle on the other side.
That bridge is really going to be closed the whole summer?
They already determined from taking a look at it that they need emergency repairs. It will be closed. They're saying they're shooting for November to reopen.
Why wouldn't you done that the minute spring started? Like, they're going to have all the music festivals and stuff downtown. Now they're closing a major road bridge.
I don't know if someone was on a boat tour and a bolt fell and hit somebody in the head. I don't know. Yeah. So that's rough. That's going to cause traffic all the way around the city, around State Street. Just be aware of that.
Well, the good news is it's not backed up for any other reason. So that's perfect.
Also, today's Bridge Day, Saturday and Wednesdays for a couple weeks. All the boats that are coming out of the storage, they open up all the bridges. And then those masts, since they can't go under those bridges, they open them up and they go down to the lake to get out to the harbors.
So can the bridge still go in the air, or the boat's going to get stuck too?
I guess they got to open that one up.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll take a look out the window and see if it's open. But if you have a boat with a high mast, be careful.
And also, call us.
Looking
Yeah,
for
can you get onto that bridge? What's the dealio?
looking for boat
No
friends.
boat for you this summer? What's the deal?
Heading to the playpen. All right, 312-591-8300. Text in your takeaway right now from today's show, something that was memorable to you. 312-591-8300. Text in your takeaway right now. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lauren on the way in. Your takeaways in a couple seconds. And in case anybody's going to Martyrs tonight, I'll see you at the Kingfisher show. Irish band coming in there, sold out show. Looking forward to it. I will see you there and talk to you about it tomorrow a little bit as well, if you were there or weren't there, and how good they were. Takeaways right now, 312-591-8300. Case, what do you got from the listeners?
Takeaway from 808, which is a Hawaii phone number.
Whoa.
Which we love.
Whoa. That's a good new one.
Takeaway, Brian would rather burn down his house than rearrange his furniture.
Facts. Well, look, you got to start over. Why move things and just live with that in the same house? No one gets me on that one?
No.
Okay. Kenzie, what do you got?
Wants takeaway. I'm moving Brian's couch.
Oh, jeez. Don't like that. Finally, a takeaway from the double features relating to the Tiffany Henyard story from Ben Bradley on WGN, who we recapped the story, and this is an audio takeaway from them.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you? What is that?
No comment.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
What is that?
No comment.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Well done, the double features. Make sure you give them a follow on Instagram. Case, what do you got?
Sad day on the Brian and Kenzie podcast. Kenzie was canceled this morning for using the word gal.
Okay.
You hate to see it, I thought working with her all these years, I thought she was a pretty stand-up person, but turns out she is not.
More of a sit-down gal.
Sit-down gal, very problematic.
Should have used the word skank.
Should have used skank.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. That's
too bad.
inclusive. Gal is not. Again, it's a shame. I really liked working with Kenzie, but professionally, she is dead to us.
She was a great gal. She was a great gal.
She was a great gal.
Well, the whole show's going down now.
Also, Brian had a couch-related panic attack this morning, as you might have heard in some of our takeaways there. And for maybe the final time, we recapped and broke down a Ben Bradley from WGN Tiffany Henyard report. He had new content on Tiffany Henyard overnight. We talked about it this morning. That now lives on the Brian and Kenzie podcast.
Let's go out with that again with the double features, huh?
Let's do it. I'd love to hear it.
I'd love to hear it too, but the
I
computer
don't know what
won't
your
work.
hands are doing in the air.
My hands were trying to make the
Are you
computer work.
manifesting it?
I'm manifesting the computer to play the audio.
His hands are up and spinning. I don't.
Kenzie, what's
Do you have a magic radio player like in the air?
I can't believe this stupid-ass computer won't play. I had a great intro to it, it won't play.
Kenzie, what's the manifesting you do? 789 or something?
369.
Now
Oh,
it starts.
right when I said it, it started working.
How dare you manifest it when I can't manifest
You're
it?
welcome.
Oh, God.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you? What is that?
No comment.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
What is that?
No comment.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.